Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel where it's all Juve all the time. We've got a full panel here today and definitely no shortage of things to talk about when it comes to Juve right now. Obviously, we've seen the bomb yesterday, and then, of course, added to it later on in the evening, my time, with some Dybala news that struck a lot of chords with Juventinian in the wrong way. But we're going to cover it all. We're going to get ready for, obviously, Juventus Spezia today, which has to be 3 points, nothing else. And Luca, Lucci, and Omer all here to cover everything, get everybody hyped up and ready for this one. Don't forget, everybody, we've got live reactions today too, so there is a watch along. Bob, morning, everyone. +3, regardless of this drama, Dybala this, Dybala that, absolutely. The win is most important. Now, Mohammed, good morning. If Dybala goes to Italy, he will lose a lot of respect from UA fans. No doubt. That's putting it lightly, I think, Mohammed. But again, we will get into this. Anthony, need all points. Need all the points. Absolutely. Joe, all 3 points are imperative today. That's it. That's all that really it comes down to and matters. It's the 3 points today against Spezia. But of course, let's go through some of the news in the build up to this one and whatnot. The injury list. We're going to talk about all that as we get a few guys back into the mix, and some other guys still wait on, and obviously the drama with Dybala. First, Bellanova. Bellanova is a target. Right back from Cagliari. I wanted to ask you guys what you think of this player, and is it a weird little connection here all of a sudden? I'm thinking left back is the main to go to. I don't know enough about Bellanova. Is he able to play both sides or whatnot? But Lucci, what do you think?
So I actually watched him with the U21s, Italy, a couple years ago, and he looked okay. Still young, lots to learn, but he was more of a wing back than a right back, from what I recall. And he was at Atalanta, I believe, either last year or the year before, and I guess he didn't make it too well there. So you want to invest in youth, I guess it's worth a shot. But to me, I think the left side needs a little more work than the right as of now.
Yeah, interesting. Omar, what do you think?
To be honest, I never really watched him or paid too much attention to him, but it seems like the type of profile Juve are looking for with the players we're linked with, because there was Cambiaso before that, and
Yeah,
Udogi from Udinese. It seems like they're looking for a young Italian guy to mold into a Juve player, more so than a high-profile player at the moment.
so I'm glad you brought those names up because I wanted to ask you guys, if those were the options, and throw Single into the mix too, who your choice would be out of these options.
Right now, they're not all playing on the same side. So if we're talking right back, for me, it's Single,
Yeah,
and left back would be Odugi,
yeah.
because
Okay.
he has an
Lucci, what do
awesome
you
name.
think?
Yeah, I like Single, but I'm not sure if we're gonna spend. I know Torino was looking for what 25, 30 for him. So if they want to get someone a little cheaper, Villanova would make more sense. Udogi, I like what I've seen. I haven't seen him a whole lot. Still young, he's got some pace. Worth a shot, relatively cheap from what I would understand.
Luca.
I think the big question is, who are we going to sell? I mean, if you're getting rid of Sandro, you got to go left, right? I think everyone thinks we got to support that left side more, but if you're selling on the right, that means you got to get a right back. So I think it really depends who we get rid of and who's sticky around. If Cuadrado's not sticking around, that means we have to support the right. If Sandro's leaving, we have to support the left. These names are all great. Like Lucci said, I think it depends on how much we also want to spend. I don't see us spending more than 20, which, I mean, makes sense. But at the same time, I've always said it, fullbacks in this modern game are critical. So I think that's where we maybe should be spending a little bit more time and effort. Honestly, whoever we get, they're all quality. It just depends what the fit is and what Max prefers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should add that Torino. It was reported that Torino decided to buy Mandragora, so we do have some sort of card in our sleeve with dealing with Torino. So maybe Bremer and maybe Single, but it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. think we'll have to obviously wait and see just on what's going to unfold. Obviously, even DeCilio, who would be, one of our rotationals at one of those sides, there are contract talks still going on and whatnot. Nobody really knows what's going to happen there. So there's a lot to take into consideration too. But yeah, we've got quite a few names that we're linked with. And then it goes to the midfield. Obviously, Fabiana Della Valle there put out yesterday that Juventus will be approaching Pogba, and that Pogba is something that they're working towards. Don't forget what Nonmolo said, though, because Nonmolo said this like 3-4 weeks back. And this is the reason we follow Nonmolo, because number one, he's been incredibly accurate for quite some time. So whatever ties he has to Juve, they are strong, because a lot of what he has said has come to fruition. And yeah, he's just so accurate. He said 3 weeks ago, Paul Pogba has an offer in place. The funny thing is, the money that Fabiana Della Valle put out there as saying they'd be able to pay is actually right in line with what he said Paul Pogba already has in his hand. So according to Nomolo, Paul Pogba already has that offer, and he has no other offers. The interesting thing when you look at this for Juventus is that it's apparently between like a Pogba, a Milinkovic-Savic, or a different style completely, like a Jorginho, who again everybody is saying keep eyes on Jorginho. Even Paulo Nomolo said watch for Jorginho. Now his status is that he hasn't renewed, and they're at a standstill apparently with Chelsea right as of now. Of course that could change, but right as of now they're at a standstill. So you've got Pogba or SMS, Milinkovic-Savic, or Jorginho or De Jong. So my first question, okay, because we know all the little intricacies and whatnot, like Milinkovic-Savic is going to be extremely hard because of the financials, trying to deal with Lotito, okay? Pogba's on a free. You just pay, a lot on salary and all this, whatnot. Jorginho and De Jong, completely different style, different deals and whatnot. My question, though, is your preference on styles. Do you go the Pogba SMS route? Do you go the Jorginho De Jong style for this Juventus? First, we're gonna go with the style of player you would see helping this midfield more out of the gate, and we're gonna start this one with Luca.
Oh shit! No pressure.
I'm glad he picked you.
Right. This was we had this like back and forth yesterday in the chat. What's tough is right now we don't know what Max really wants. We never really see an idea of what his ideal midfield is right now. We don't know whether he wants a pivot. He doesn't know we want a three. He hasn't been clear with it, and I think that's because of all the things we've been going through this season. Whether it's different styles of players coming in and out, or injuries and whatnot. Preference wise, I think like we need someone like an SMS who's closer to the box and can bang those 10 goals a season, because right now what do we have? We had Weston McKennie, who unfortunately is out probably for the rest of the season. So there goes our goal scoring threat in the midfield. But I mean, is that who I think we're going to get? Again, it depends on Max. His preference wise, I think he needs a player like SMS right now. I take him over Pogba, but I guess that's my answer to the question for this preference.
So out of styles, you prefer the Pogba SMS style, and then out of players, you prefer SMS. Okay.
Yeah, out of styles, I would take. I think we need that SMS forward attacking midfielder, 100%. We don't need the holding Regista right now.
I think I agree with you, Lucci.
Yeah, I think I agree with Luca. Friend of the show, Jerry Mancini, said that SMS is close to PSG, apparently, for the money.
Everybody's close to PSG for the money.
They can pay it, dude. They can pay it. So I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, even Gravenberch has been rumored to go around too. So I wouldn't mind him. Maybe him and maybe Pogba on a free, because maybe you can afford both. You get rid of Rabiot, whoever else. But yeah, I think we need someone more who's going to get involved in the attack, add the odd goal. So I'm gonna go with Pogba, because I just don't see SMS happening as much as I would like it to.
Yeah, Omer.
Yeah, I don't think SMS is a real possibility for the roles we have to fill and the amount Lotito would take for him. I don't believe it's a real possibility, and none of the guys said it's an actual possibility, just something you will want, but haven't really got into it. So Gravenberch and Pogba are pretty much the same type of player, and just more experience, which is what I think we need at the moment. Someone who is also a goal threat besides McKennie. But my personal preference would be De Jong. Still, I hold him in a high regard, and this is how much De Ligt is important for that team. Bringing in De Jong will lock him in, and
True.
I just don't want to see De Ligt go, and I'll sign anyone who will keep them on the club.
Yep.
But he won't be cheap either, though. That's the other issue.
That depends, because Barca has a stacked midfield right now with lots
Yeah.
of young prospects. Seems like Kessie is destined to go there. They'll have to get rid of someone. It won't be Busquets, Pedri, or Gavi,
Nope.
or even Nico. De Jong is kind of the odd man out right now.
And financially, they're stuck, so they'll take anything right now.
It's interesting. It's interesting, but I don't know if we go against what we need. Just like I don't know.
Well, think of it.
Bringing De Jong, as a boost to keep De Ligt around too. He's a good player. He's a solid player, solid midfielder. Does it help this team more than getting an actual goal threat and driving midfielder though?
In my opinion, yes, because he is kind of similar to Lucatelli in his playing style, and he can fill both roles, Regista, Mezzala, whatever you need him to be.
Double pivot with them too. Oh.
Yeah, so I'll go for him because he ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah, and fair enough. I don't think I go that route, honestly. I need midfielders that can shoot, that don't need to be like 12 yards into the area to shoot. Like we need some shooters outside. We need.
I was on the Pogba train, guys. You have to understand. He's
go watch it go
SMS
against
SMS can hit from range. Like we need some threats, man. SMS can bring some goals. Like De Jong's a great player. Even Jorginho, I'd love Jorginho at Juve, to be honest.
Why? Like,
I don't know about that one.
This is not another question I want to add on to this discussion. Think of it this way: we've got Ravella coming back next year, right? We sell maybe one midfield. You got to dump out two if you want to bring out guys like that. You want Pogba back, you got to dump Rabiot and Artur. So I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but can our club sell that much in one window? Like, I don't know. I'm very curious who's going to go dish out for Rabiot.
Well, they can yeah, of course they can. And Rabiot's got interest. They just got to agree to the price that they're going to get. But ultimately, he came in for a free. And honestly, for what he gives you, that's a wash. Artur is going to be very, very hard to move. This is another reason why I'm leaning towards a Pogba SMS style player. That's another reason, is because Artur is not going to be an easy move. No. So all of a sudden, if you already got Artur here, you've got Locatelli, who people believe is in his best form as Regista. You have Rovella, who's going to come back already. You want to drop De Jong or a Jorginho type in there. I'm going the other way. I want a guy that can give us goals, that can attack the opposition. So again, to each their own. It's just interesting to hear everybody's thoughts, and we've got a lot in here just with Pogba and Haneen bringing up that Pogba's only played 986 minutes.
Very
worse than Dybala. Keep in mind, I think there was a lot of issues at one point, if I remember correctly, with Pogba and the words coming from Raiola and Pogba and the coach, and there was a little bit of heat there and might have affected starting minutes. But regardless, it is what it is.
Don't look at Man United as an example to anything. Every player who left there said there's something wrong, from Zlatan to Depay, and even the players who play there now, Sancho, Ronaldo, everyone, something is not working there. So I wouldn't take Pogba's experience there as a measurement to what type of player he is, because we've seen what type of player he is.
My only concern with him is that we pay him a lot of money and he's not the player he was 4 or 5 years ago.
What he said.
Yeah. But what is a lot of money? 7.5 is not a lot of money for me for a caliber player.
Well, it depends who you're
replacing.
There's
threats and going after young guys and them not doing. There's threats. There's always risk even pulling in somebody that's doing great at another team, because it doesn't necessarily correlate to yours. We've seen that countless times. Look at how much Madrid dropped on Hazard, who was at the time the best player in the Prem, and he's done nothing. And it can happen any way. any way.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a young guy and all of a sudden there's absolutely no progress, no growth. We've seen that with Bernardeschi, unfortunately, until now he's become a role player, but it's not what we signed up for at the beginning, right? So young or old, that threat's kind of always there, right? I think, again, what we're on to is how this profile affects the team. And that's why I think it's better if you just, always best player available, regardless of position, regardless of this. That's kind of a tough way to build a team, right? So it just comes into personal preference and what everybody thinks. But I don't know. There's risk there, I think, any way you have it. And if you look at all these guys, there's a ton of risk there with all those names, those 4 names. Every one of those players has risks involved, right? So it's just the way it goes. Now, Dybala, the Dybala saga.
Here we go.
This is getting absolutely crazy. Okay.
Lucci, I see you smirking.
Now,
I'm on this pod just to keep Lucci like intact today, because if he goes off the rails, someone has to adjust him.
Lucci's about to have some fun.
the crazy thing with this Dybala thing is that people forget, I think, just how much there is to this saga, because it's literally, there's a lot acting like it just started now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case. Like, this has been ongoing, dating back like 2.5, 3 seasons.
Yep.
Okay, that these talks about extending Dybala and then nothing actually happening. So it definitely didn't just come about. But as of late, yeah, this is getting crazy. So the latest, obviously, being that Paulo Dybala himself comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'll be there Sunday." His agent arrives, whether it's coincidence or not. His agent arrives the next day. Allegri says, "Oh, no, he's not fit. He got re-aggravated something in training. He won't be there Sunday." Okay, interesting. Okay, let's just take it as coincidence. Okay, so he did get injured there, whatnot. There are a lot of beliefs that he isn't injured, and it's that relationship between club and player that's kind of at a boiling point now. And we know, obviously, where the club stands and where management stands, because Arriva Bene has been about as transparent as you can be, and almost to some degree shockingly transparent. I like it. I appreciate it. But he flat out said, there are players that, show more loyalty to their agents than the badge. And this is where it gets interesting, because Paulo Dybala has and had the opportunity to show that love for the club just recently and accept that, if Arriva Bene's words were spot on. So now you throw into the mix this whole debacle here. And then, of course, yesterday evening, my time, Fabiano Del Valle comes in saying that Antun, his agent that arrived in Italy, met with Inter prior to meeting Juventus. My original thought is, sure, he could be using it as leverage because he knows he's about to get lowballed. And that's Paulo looking out for himself and his agent doing what his agent should be doing and protecting his player and trying to get the most out of it. The thing is, it's always going to strike a chord because, of how Paulo Dybala speaks about the club. Very, very aware of the history and everything. And you're a captain. Allegri made you a focal point, made you one of the captains, and you're going to go talk to this particular rival. It's going to sting. It's going to hurt. It's going to ruffle feathers. Tough. So now we can all agree on the business side of things, and you can understand why his agent is talking to teams to get it. Now, I think if it were another club, would we be as pissed off? No, because you would understand what his agent is trying to do for Paulo. So it's literally the fact that it's those guys. But this whole thing, I've said it, it's a nightmare and it's a mess for Juve. And, management's hands are not clean because, like I said, this is 3 years, guys. 3 years it dates back to. I'm going to go through some of the timelines after. I want to get your guys' initial gut reactions right now and where you kind of stand with Paulo, because I'm kind of I'm losing my patience. I've defended this guy a lot. I've been there. If in fact this injury is true, then we can't bank on him. We can't bank on him. If it is true and he is hurt again, it's becoming way too much, way too frequently. And I know that I've come out and debunked a lot of his like injury prone stuff leading up to this, but now it's just too much to ignore. And if you're going to be a focal point, if you're going to be one of the captains, you have to actually be there. So it's starting to get frustrating. Let's start this one off with Omer.
Yeah, so first of all, fashion show in Milan. Yeah, now we know what the fashion show was. Um, but no, leave that aside. Okay, from one side of the argument is okay. It's Inter, and it's the only club that bothers us if we sell our top player to them. But we've been doing it to the entire league, like since Juve existed with Higuain. We even tried to go for Icardi when he was Inter's captain. So it kind of stings when the tables are flipped. But it's the fans in us talking and not the rationale. Because, like you said, if it was any other team, the reaction would be different. Just sucks being in the other position, but we do it all the time. So I won't, excuse me for my language, bitch about it too much. Now, the other side of the argument is, yeah, what Anthony said. Marotta knows what he's doing. He won't indulge Dybala's reasons to put pressure on Juve. If he's asking for him, there's an actual chance. And Dybala has to stop playing with fire. It became ridiculous. You're a club captain. You're injured all the time. You're not 38 like Chiellini and have a good reason for it. And no, just why? Why are all these games? Why are you doing this to Juve, a club you said you love and adore and giving you everything? If you want to leave, come straight out. Said I'm not going to stay here. It's fine. Like Kessie is done, like Donnarumma is done. It's fine. We'll recover. It's all good. Maybe we don't need that type of player anyway. As we always say, he's a dark spot in the formation. No one knows where to put him. Maybe we need to move away from it. But the way he interacts with the club at the moment, that's what pisses me off the most.
Mhm.
Nothing is straightforward. Everything is like behind the club's back, and we discover it through reporters and stuff. And just grow up. You're 28, you're a club captain. Act your age, act to your standards, and not like a 20-year-old is all happy because he's going to get some money.
Yeah, I think when we go looking at this and how the players act and whatnot, I think it's tied into this agent too, though.
Yeah,
That agent is
the worst agent ever.
at some point agents have to guide their players too, in what unfolds and what develops and whatnot, and you know the tandem between the two has been ridiculous. And Dybala, like I said, if he loves the club, he had his moments, and unfortunately, it hasn't matched the words. And I don't know. It could also rub him the wrong way when the club literally comes out and says, "Look, this is your offer. If you keep this agent, this is your offer without him." That was a bold move by Riva Bene. I liked it and whatnot, but I could see why, as a player, you'd be bothered by that, because it's like now you're dictating, you're trying to dictate who represents me and stuff like that. So I could see it. And then again, we can't forget about the history. And Paulo did refuse offers from other teams when we were trying to push him out. But there's an interesting timeline ahead of that too. But let's continue on with Lucci and then Luca, and then we'll kind of really dive in. So Luca.
I thought it was Lucci, then Luca.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
No,
Lucci.
Dan, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. I was just gonna say I agree with Omer. He seemed very distant this last little while, especially with the club. He doesn't look like he's, all there, or his head's really into it right now. I've been saying this for a while. If these injuries continue, we just it doesn't make sense to offer him, 10 million. You just can't do it. You're strapped, tactically. You're strapped financially, especially if he's not there all the time. So you can put that money towards someone else who maybe fits Max's system a little better. You can get someone who plays in a certain position because, like Omer said, we don't really know where he wants to play, where his best position is. So I don't know. I think he's got to go. To be honest, it hurts to say, but I think it's time.
Luca.
Man, I don't know. These guys are both going the other way around, and like you said, there's 3 years of prior like drama to this. I feel like you got to look not at the last month, but the last 2-3 seasons. Paulo's at a point where it's like, you know what, you guys don't want to give me the contract, I'm going to think for myself. You know, like they've had countless chances not only re-sign but also sell him. So in his mind, he's like, I'm 6 months away from my contract, not even 4 or 5 months away from my contract being done. Either get your shit together or I'm going somewhere else. So I mean, at this point, there's so much smoke. It's like you don't even know what reality is.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, he's injury prone. We get it. But I mean, damn, so was Bonucci. No one's saying anything about Bonucci right now.
Bonucci's 10 years older, though.
10 years.
Okay, not
like
10. I'm
4-year
exaggerating.
difference.
No,
I know he's
it's
older.
more.
I know he's older. I know it's a different style of player. I'm just saying, the only reason all this anger is going through Dybala is because of his contract. If this contract was signed and he was getting hurt, yes, people would be angry, but not as angry because there's money strapped to this whole conversation. That's the only reason. And
if he was already signed and he was still getting hurt, it'd be even worse because he's making $10 million to sit at home and not play. So it's even worse.
Well, yeah, it's 8+ bonuses, by the way. I want to make that very clear.
Okay, so about 10
million. Bonuses, because the bonuses are important. If he's not playing, he's not making those bonuses. He's making 8, which, let's be honest, is a reasonable amount for him.
And
he's
not much more than, to be honest, where he's at.
Well, either way, he just wants
not that big of an increase of where he's at, to be honest.
Well, I don't think he wanted an increase. Well, he did want an increase, but I think he's realistically seen that like he can't get that increase. He's gonna have to get it through bonuses. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Which is a fine way to do it because it's going to be incentive based. You got to get something back out of it as a club and whatnot. So it's just, again, like when you break it down like that in this latest offer from Juve, what the low ball is going to be on the meeting, which is set for next week, it's not that huge of an increase. But there's big problems there. Like I'm looking beyond. I'm looking at the relationship. Like, even say you sign this, like after all this, that's just a weird, awkward scenario to like just pick up and carry on with. You know what I mean? Like so much has happened. And you're from the outside looking in, like there's a disconnect there. And I can't help, even right now, I'm not going to say that what's going on is, that we see on the face isn't the truth or whatnot. But I can't help but remember Claudio Marchisio's words when he flat out came out and said the one thing that bothered me, the only thing that bothered me is when I was passed off as injured when I actually wasn't. So to say that that never happens is also false because that very much could happen. And we saw it with Claudio, okay? And he was vocal about it. The other thing is, too, when you look at this timeline, it's interesting because this has been talked about for 3 years. Why on earth, if this team wanted, I'm starting to dive more into this, just isn't going to happen. The reason is because if this team wanted Paulo Dybala extended, there's no need for it to get to the final season of his contract. Absolutely none.
No.
So
there are 2 reasons why.
Marotta, if you have Marotta, when Marotta was back here, it was his guy. Okay, Dybala was Marotta's guy, and he brought him in. He signed him, made the 43 whatever million deal, brought him in. He was his guy. I think at that point there was true feelings of getting him extended. The second Paratici. Okay, so then all of a sudden it turns hands. We have the Cristiano Ronaldo deal. You have Paratici that comes in, takes over. Marotta, obviously, unhappy with Juve. Paratici circumnavigated him on that whole deal. He says, see you later. I'm going to Inter. Paratici then tries to swap Dybala, tries to push him out to 2 clubs, 3 clubs. Paulo says no to all, says he wants to stay with the club, wants to remain. Paulo has an MVP season. This team still, at that point, we would have had different discussions. And everybody at that point was saying, give this guy the extension. It doesn't get done. There's been doubts for quite some time with the remaining staff or whatever, for whatever reason it is, in Paulo Dybala. Otherwise, this thing would have been done. So there's something that we don't know about, that we aren't seeing, that has prevented it from happening to even get to this point. Now, with all the injuries, all this, it's hit a complete mess. It's hit a complete mess now because of the injuries. And here's the one thing. I truly believe when Sarri said, when Maurizio Sarri said that there is somebody whose persona does not match the player, I am more and more convinced it's Paulo Dybala that he was talking about when he said somebody is not what they seem in the public's eye. And I'm thinking it's Paulo. And all this pains me, but any way you slice it, De Ligt, Dybala, Vlahovic, and Chiesa. Those are your four main assets, and any way you slice it, Paulo Dybala should not be leaving for nothing, especially going to a rival. So in my personal opinion, you renew him as low as you possibly can, and you try to make something work after the fact that helps the team. Because I think letting him go doesn't help us one bit, to be honest, losing him on a free. Guys,
I want to hear what Omer said.
Go from there.
Yeah, I want to hear Omer's reasons.
Look, it's not a reason, it's just something that prevented him from signing a contract in 2 out of those last 3 seasons. And they're kind of related. One was Corona, which hit the club hard financially, and then you have that chip on your shoulder, which is called Ronaldo. And up until what was it, the end of August or the start of September, Ronaldo was still at the club on his final year, 30 million a season, and there was no money to renew Dybala. You didn't know what was going to happen with Ronaldo, and if he stays for another season, forget about Vlahovic, forget about Locatelli was before, but it changed Juve's strategy when there was no time left to do anything. And right about then, all the information about his agent who wants a higher salary because Ronaldo left and Dybala and blah blah blah. This is what kept you from renewing Dybala earlier, I believe. Corona and the Ronaldo contract and transfer. And right now it's just a game of chicken between Juve and his agent. But I will tell you this: Dybala doesn't seem, from what we know about him, like a guy who says, I'm the best, I deserve 10 million. This is something that an agent tells you. You deserve this and this. You shouldn't compromise, stand your ground with the club. Isn't Zlatan, who demands what he thinks he's worth. Is Dybala is a different type of player. That's the vibe he gave to us all the time he was with Juve. So honestly, I believe he's sort of stuck in the middle between his agent and the club, and I don't think he knows what to do, personally.
Look, Paratici's gone. Fabio's gone. Why is this conversation? We all know that Fabio didn't like him, right? We saw it. It was very evident. He wanted him out. But since we've transitioned from Paratici, guys, we've seen the enthusiasm to try to at least get the deal done. And I could honestly say, just from the rumors, from the actual people that we can trust in Italy, they've all said it, that the idea has been just positive ever since Paratici was gone. The deal is getting done. I think one, Vlahovic, that might have postponed it a bit, and two, the new agent was, a wrench in the whole deal. So I'm not worried about what the club wants. Like Al, I think there is a disconnect, but it's not with this new management. I think that's with Fabio, and I think that's with the old mentality that when he was around.
I don't think you can say that there's not a disconnect with the current management too. It's there. It's evident. And this is the thing that's crazy to me is that sure, if the issues were there with Paratici, they had an opportunity. It doesn't happen, but Paulo's actions are speaking volumes for the disconnect between management and him. The interesting thing is too, I agree with you. Everybody has said, even Nonmolo said, hey, it's all optimistic and they're fighting to get this thing done, and it's positive. He felt serene in his own words that it was getting done. Romeo Agresti has gone almost completely silent on the matter after being the one that said it's not even worth talking about. is it not worth talking about Romeo? Like, really? I go, like, look at everything that's going down. He's been awfully quiet. And there have been people that have been calling him out. I'm not like that. Would never do that, but I'm keeping eyes on it because here's the guy in Romeo that said a while ago, before December hit, don't worry about it. It's done. They'll sign. It'll be whenever.
Right.
I think he was originally thrown out late January, February, whatever, but I could be wrong on that. But regardless, here we are now in a situation that what has really changed from then to now? Nothing. Another little knock or whatnot, but he had the offer in hand and like he didn't accept it. We got to remember this. Paulo had the offer in hand. Could have been accepted. We went from those big guys in Italy that you brought up, Luca, saying that all that was left is to sign the papers. We are clearly not at a point where all that's left is sign the papers. But we do know his agent made a huge blunder by walking into one of the meetings and then all of a sudden demanding more in a bonus,
that's the wrench. It's not him.
Changes things constantly. But I will say this, like one way or another, the way I look at this outside looking in, we can't let him walk. You got to get something out of it. It's becoming a mess for the whole team. And from a captain standpoint, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes or whatnot, but you can't let it get to what it's gotten to.
Can I just add something?
Absolutely.
Over the past month, all these little knocks and injuries he's had, how come he hasn't come out and said anything?
Why would
he hasn't? Like I haven't seen him say like any, not even on social media though, about it. Oh, I'll be back, soon. I'll get,
well,
whatever.
It's not a long-term injury. You don't have to go announce that you'll be stronger when you come back.
Well, he said 2 days ago that he was good to go for Sunday.
Yeah, but
he didn't say nothing. And after that, he hasn't said anything. But why not? It just doesn't seem. Something seems off. Like it just seems
pretty
very
weird for him to say something too, because of like Allegri. Allegri flat out came out in that presser and said like, no, he's hurt again. What's he gonna come out and say? No, I'm fine. That would be really bad if he just came out and debunked that right now.
I think, Al, we have to really look at what Allegri says, and his pressers are never really what the players think. Like, how many times has Allegri said, no, Scudetto's done, and then the players come out and say, oh, no, we could maybe make a push for it. Like what Allegri says and what the players say are, this season especially, has been drastically different.
Well,
Allegri said we weren't doing anything.
What Allegri says, period. And we've seen that
so, I don't know.
We've seen that countless of times this season.
Exactly.
So it's tough. There's something. I think there's a lot more than meets the eye here in this whole Dybala thing. There's a lot that only those involved know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an interesting.
Let's move on. We've been on this for a while.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting thing to see what develops. Well, we're okay because we're going to jump into trivia.
Oh, yeah. I'll just add one
the Dybala thing. It's crazy. Everybody's asking the same questions. Like, it's interesting to see how quick the perception changes. The player, I think he's been hard done by for the most part, to be honest, in how people have viewed him and whatnot. But as of late, he's not doing himself any favors. The club, sure, the club's responsible. We painted a pretty good timeline, showed you kind of what's been going on, and he's been trying to push out and showed his love for the club, said no, stayed. But now he does have an opportunity to really show where he lies, and right now so far hasn't been the best look for Paulo. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be obviously heavily covered here, but it would be nice, to Lucci's point, if maybe he does say something, give something, some type of, like, I don't know what it can be, but like something, because, and again, we don't know what's going on behind doors, but this is one of our captains. Mm-hmm. It is one of our captains. So it's weird, man. Like, I don't know. I don't like the vibes.
Chiellini's hurt often too, but he still goes out and says something. He'll talk to the press. He'll, get involved with the team one way or another. Dybala, He's been
Dybala
solid.
has been posting, of the matches when they're going on
Okay,
and saying,
yeah,
flip
fair.
and proud for the 3 points. So it's not like he's completely silent. But I think with all this going on, sometimes it could be a quick one-liner, like just don't trust everything you read, something like that. Just
but that's
give us
gonna
something.
you're gonna
But that
burn
goes
the
a long
entire
way,
world
Luca.
like that. Like,
No,
It's fine,
I'll
though.
tell you one thing.
let's
It's
hear it.
like there were on the course of these 3 years, the arguments for keeping him were just a lot more than the arguments to letting him go. But it's shifting right now. There are a lot more reasons to let him go, and day by day, it seems like the only reason to keep him is for the romance and nothing else.
Hold on. You're telling me the performance isn't there? You're telling me the quality isn't
What
there?
performances?
This
He's
year?
been missing for 2 seasons.
He's still one of our top goal scorers right now.
Yes, he's a
guys.
fantastic player. I love him really, and I would love
So
him
it's
to
not just
stay.
for romance, man. I'm sorry. There's more to it. The guy performed.
But he isn't playing. He isn't playing. If he was playing, okay, different topic. If he's been available for 80% of the season, then there's no question in my mind. Sign him.
Absolutely.
But it hasn't been the case.
You guys are driving me nuts. I can't. Let's get the trivia.
Well, the
Please.
funny thing is, like I said, okay, this is interesting that you bring this up because through all this, I was kind of on Dybala's side with the injury stuff because he was playing, other than the COVID season where he got it twice and had a knock in there, I wiped that out of there, the equation. Every other season, he's been 30-plus games out of high 40s, some 50. Mm-hmm. That's pretty close to that percentage. That's pretty close to that percentage in games. Just to say, the reason I flipped kind of lately is because now it's far too much, too frequently. If, and I said big if, in fact, he is currently injured.
That's another thing. We can't trust this club with injuries now.
Who really knows what's going on? But percentage-wise of what he plays and whatnot, and if you look at the latest offer, it's not that big of an increase, and a lot of it's bonus, and he's got quite a bit in bonus incentives. So it's not the be-all, end-all. There's a lot there, but there's so many layers that this thing's a mess. I just want it over, to be honest. And it's a painful thing to say when you're talking about one of your better players. One of our 4 top assets with a lot of guys that we know this club can't move or do anything with, you can't let them walk. Flat out. Trivia time. Juve Spezia. So this is I had to dig deep for this.
Omer's here today.
Okay. Juve Spezia trivia. Let's see if the live chat can beat our panel here today. And of course, take the time, everybody, while you're here to like the video. Okay, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Your one-stop shop for everything Juve. But click that thumbs up. Let's get maximum amount of likes here for this one. Okay, and let's go. How many times have these teams met?
Well,
in like the lifetime of the club?
How many times have these teams met? I'll tell you what. It's not much.
Yeah.
I'll go with maybe 20.
Yeah.
20 times.
Low number.
I'm going to
20. I don't remember Spezia.
Omar's going 20. Georg is going with 9.
I was going to go with
8. Deepak 4.
Lucci,
3. We got a 57.
I was going to say like
Omer goes 20. Lucci
12.
12.
Screw it. 50.
Oh,
you gotta go high somewhere. Right?
Panels down 1-0. Georg nails it 9 times.
Oh my god! What?
9 times.
See, that's a man who has
1-0 for the live chat.
That's a man who's got Google on his side.
Yeah.
How many wins for Juventus?
9. We lost last season, or we tied.
I think no.
It was Spezia last year that like screwed us over.
Tie and a win, I think.
It was Spezia last season, guys.
7.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
7. Omar says 7 wins.
8.
Lucci?
7. Sorry.
Okay, so 7, 7, 8. We've got 7 wins in the live. We've got a lot of 7s. We got 8s.
Which be like 5.
Lucci, we are together. We need to cover all bases. You can go with the same
You can't go
answer
with the
I
same
gave.
answer. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
you
pretty-
guys
think it's
made a
7.
mess of that. Georg's saying he 3 wins. He nailed it again. He's 2 for 2.
No. He's on Google. There's no way.
Easy. Relax.
3 wins out of
3
none?
wins.
That's rough.
3 wins.
we
And they were, funny enough, it was the one this season and the 2 last season. Prior to that, Spezia had 2 victories and the rest were draws. So
Wow,
4 draws, 2 wins for Spezia, and then our 3 victories, the 2 last year and the 1 this year.
I'm a little more nervous now.
So
Gotta
who is
find
the
those
leading
numbers.
goal scorer in this fixture with how many goals? Factoring in what I
Jesus.
just told you guys to help you, because right now the live is rolling us.
We've only had 3 games in the last 2 years, so it can't be that. It can't be like a recent player. There's no way.
It can't
It's only
be.
been-
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I think didn't we beat them like 4-1?
Yeah,
Yes.
we beat them 4-1, but who's the goal scorer?
Ronaldo had
Remember-
1 or 2.
Ronaldo definitely had
Bern-
2, but he all
Bernardeschi
time?
had one.
Bernardeschi had 1.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think it was Spezia. I don't completely remember. Maybe it wasn't Spezia.
Screw it. I'm gonna say CR7 with 3.
Damn it.
CR7 with 3 goals from Luca.
He's
That was going to be
reacting
my
to
guess,
guys.
man.
I don't know. Dybala?
Okay, Dybala from Omer. Lucci.
I was going to say CR7 too.
Just say
It is CR7.
Oh.
It is 3 goals.
Yeah.
Luca hit it.
Oh yeah.
Right on
Yes,
the head
Luca.
there. We did have some live members
Yes,
that
Georg.
got it
Georg
with
got
the Cristiano, okay, and 3. But we got to even things out. We got to get the panel here, okay?
Jeez,
Get the
Luca.
panel
Eric's
going. Based on
mad
the
at you, buddy.
timelines and
What
from
did
what
Eric
Luca
say? Is
said,
he
we'll
pissed?
give it to
Yeah, I like the comment of Yusuf. Vlahovic is going to surpass that today with 4 goals.
I like it.
Damn.
Poor guy's starting again.
Poor guy.
We
Shoulders
won
must hurt.
earlier this season against Spezia. Who scored the winning goal for Juve?
Delict.
No, we wasn't.
Omar says Delict.
Delict got 1 goal all season, Omar.
Luca.
No, he has a winning goal. It was either Spezia or someone else, but it was a
What did I
3-2. I think Keane opened the match. And
Didn't
Delict
Chiesa
closed
score?
it.
Honestly,
Maybe
that early
Chiesa
on, it
scored.
might have been Chiesa. Yeah. Shit.
So you guys are gonna go
No, he's gonna go
Chiesa?
Chiesa. I'm gonna say McKennie.
No, it's not McKennie.
Well, I'm
I
just
think
trying to
Omer-
spread it out, Luch. Like I
Okay,
can't
fair
all be the
enough,
same
fair.
answer.
Fair enough.
So this is everybody's getting this one. There's a ton. Georg, Swarit, Hanin, Animesh, Jeremiah, Idris, Joe Cappuccino. They all got it right.
Joe's
and
in
so
the
did
chat.
Omar. Delict.
Good job,
Delict.
Omer.
Wow,
Delict
Omar.
had the game winner. Okay. Split points here, tied up. And I think we tied. You guys
I think
tied.
we ended
the,
there. We ended in the draw.
That was big. That was big. You guys tied it. Tied it.
Big
well
comeback.
done. Well done. But everybody, trivia is just a little bit of fun. We got the prediction challenge coming after we get into probable lineups and everything, and that's where you get a chance to win some cool sticker prizes from Striped Tarts Apparel. Make sure you check them out if you haven't already, okay? The Mad Max drop is out. It's unreal. We've got our own all Juve cast line out there too. The Anthe Stink Tees. You've got the Rovella Hive, and you've got our AJC Ultras. But man, these things are actually pretty sick. Okay. So the Mad Max tees, check them out. Okay. Support,
Al, can you clarify
the
for
Mister,
people?
the quote on the back too.
Is it
You
is
want
it a
entertainment?
is it a
go to the
red or is it like an
circus. I want
orange?
3 points.
I'm curious.
Okay. And as mad as he makes me sometimes, the
Okay.
shirt's pretty sick. I gotta say, as frustrating as Max can be. Probable lineups, guys. So injuries. Ready for this? Chiellini,
Do we have
DeScilio,
enough
Lucci,
time?
Sandro, McKennie, Zaccaria, Dybala, Chiesa, Kyle Jorge. Back into the fold, Rugani and Bernardeschi. Rugani slated to play, Bernardeschi from the bench. Probable lineup, Szczesny, Danilo, Delict, Rugani, Pellegrini, Quadrado, Locatelli, Arthur Rabiot, Morata, and Keane. So expect a 3-5-2 in your 4-4-2 defensive shell. Guys, It is what it is, man. We got to rest Vlahovic. Vlahovic has
Yes.
been putting in shift after shift. The way we play is so. I'm
Draining.
exhausted watching Vlahovic. The way we play, he needs a break. This is the match to do it, no question. I actually talked about resting him against Fiorentina there, and honestly, whether he did or not, probably wouldn't really change things based on how we played that particular match. But I have no issues with this lineup. It's Spezia. We got to get the job done. It is what it is. You want to run some young guys, I would be fine with that as well, to be honest. But 3 points has to be attained, okay? Does one of those youngsters really put that into jeopardy? I don't think so. I think you could run one of them, whatnot. I probably wouldn't let Moretti go right out of the gate, probably second half. But let's just get this thing secure. Let's stop this nonsense. We have to kill some games. This is one you got to kill, and you got to get the young guys in. If we don't attempt that in this one, and we ask for more minutes from these key guys, it's frustrating. The one thing is, too, though, we don't have Sampdoria until next Saturday. So plenty of time. And that's why I'm a little more lenient on not getting those young guys in. So 3 points is all that matters. The Serie A matches this month have to all be victories, and it starts today. Atalanta dropping to Roma yesterday, big for us. Have to widen the gap. Guys, discuss the lineups, your thoughts. Luca, you kind of look like you got mixed feelings on this, like you don't like this lineup or whatnot. What other combos do we have?
It's a terrible lineup. We've got Rabiot on the wing, and we got Morata and Keane starting up front.
Well, Pellegrini's going to be your wing back.
Sorry?
Yeah, if it's a 3-5-2, Pellegrini will push up.
Yeah, Pellegrini's your wing back. He's
right.
So Rabiot technically is on the outside. But I do agree I'd split that up. I'd put Luca on that side because if Quad's going to be attacking from the right, you have your attacking prowess on that side. We have to balance it out. That's the one thing I've noticed, and I've said this for the past couple podcasts. We're unbalanced from one side of the pitch to the other. So Pellegrini's your wing back, but for the love of God, get Rabiot over on the opposite side. I don't care if he's left-footed because Cuadrado is your attacking prowess on that other side. Split it up. Break it up.
Yeah.
Omer.
You seriously want Cuadrado and Rabiot on the same side?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So it
point.
looks like Max is doing everything he can to have everyone injured. No rotation, no nothing. I don't know.
I said that the other day.
And you're
but then
probably
people
right.
are wondering why is our injury list so long? Because it's the same guys playing.
Rabiot stays back anyways. Last match, we had one wing completely useless. He got 30 touches in 90 minutes of play.
Jesus.
Do I want him on the same side as Pellegrini? Absolutely not. I want somebody that could support the youngster because I'm not that concerned about Cuadrado and what he can do.
Yeah, but it was Fiorentina away, and now it's Spezia at home. It's a bit. We should control this match, but
I don't care who the opponent is. I'm done worrying about what they do. We need to worry about what we do.
Yep.
And to do what we do best, Rabiot and Cuadrado on the same side are not the solution for me. I see them making a lot of mistakes. I think they will basically kill the right side because they'll just start attacking.
He's killing the left side. But Locatelli can help that. Cuadrado will assist that right side on his own.
You wanted balance.
Cuadrado is individual based, though. You have to think about that.
Look, Cuadrado is at an off season this year for me. He's not been up to par.
Lou's not here to defend him, so we're good.
No, he contributes in his own way, making own goals be important, and which is important. It's important, but
for every step forward, there's 2 steps back with him. He'll score a goal, but then drop 3 stinkers, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's okay because he scored a goal." I'm tired of hearing that.
If Cuadrado is in a good position, it's because someone put him there, not the other way around. He doesn't get himself to good position like he did last season.
Yeah.
And Locatelli on that side to put Cuadrado in better positions offensively is much more important to me because nothing happens on the left side anyway. But it's why. that's the players we have right now.
Rabiot.
Not a lot to choose from.
It's the French midfielder. It's very simple problem. When
Yeah,
Bernardeschi and Pellegrini played on the
I'd
same
like to
wing
see
at the
that.
beginning, like it was night and day. Then we saw Sandro and Rabiot, and since then it's just been absolute terror. And I'm just thankful Sandro's not in this lineup because it
Yeah.
could have been way
My
worse.
thing is, if you're gonna have Rabiot in the lineup, okay, and he's gonna be in this midfield, put him on the side that you've already got a guy that what you bank on is individual play from him. Keep him back. Rabiot, hold him back. He doesn't get in, even when he does get involved, very little happens from him offensively. Keep him back. Allow Cuadrado that freedom. Hopefully Cuadrado can figure out what he needs to do again and get back to his 1v1 prowess because it hasn't been there. On the Locatelli, you could put him right across the midfield and he's going to do what he's got to do. You could play him as Regista. You could play him on the right side. You could play him on the left side. You know what you're going to get. It's not going to affect anything. But the problem is when you have Pellegrini and you have Rabiot next to the inside of him, there's absolutely nothing there. So if you want, you have to get your wingbacks up and involved. And the fact of the matter is that Rabiot does nothing for Pellegrini, like absolutely nothing for him. And I see a lot of matches where we shit on Pellegrini. And I said it numerous times. He's got no option. The midfielder that he's supposed to be looking at inside there is not there. He's not the guy also that's going to do certain things that Cuadrado can't. And that's my only thing is that, who needs the help more? The young Pellegrini or Juan?
Well, it's Danilo, no?
But your point addresses the way we attack. What if you look back?
But no, it helps even defensively because Rabiot needs to stay back. He does nothing offensively. It gives Cuadrado even more freedom.
Because Cuadrado has Danilo behind him.
Yep. That's a good point.
Danilo's still going to be there.
He is going to be there. That's why you need more assistance on the left side. Pellegrini is still the one who's not that experienced and doesn't have the right chemistry with the team yet because he's young and he hasn't played too much.
So Rabiot is that help or is Locatelli that help?
Should be Locatelli.
Right now, Rabiot.
Bullshit.
Rabiot covers a lot of ground defensively. Okay. I don't.
He covers a lot of ground. Doesn't mean it's defensively.
Covering ground is
but he does his job.
I'll go knock on my neighbor's door and he'll cover ground. I mean, covering ground. What are we asking here?
But if you want, look, Rabiot is not an attacking threat going forward. Pellegrini can be. I'm not talking about Sandro. Okay, that's not up for discussion.
That is very true.
But
man, it's good. It's good. Anyways, it's good. It's good.
To top it off, on the left side, you're gonna have Keane up there too. So you really got the perfect trident of
this. And you know what? I'm glad you brought it up because that's the next thing. We do have to talk about this. Morata and Keane. This is going to be interesting because now we've got a team who's had Vlahovic since he joined and is very, very strong at shielding that ball. Ooh.
Yikes.
Morata and Keane up there. Keane had one good game where he was actually trapping it quite nicely. But remember that one with Vlahovic where Szczesny was just ripping them at him like waist high, and he was settling like every single one. Morata ain't gonna do that. That thing's gonna bounce back beyond Szczesny off of Morata. So we've got to change up the style a bit. It can't be this pumping the ball up. But it's one of the things you notice from this Juventus, is like we really need to figure out how to play through the press because they just simply don't. And it's either around the outside, or on top, super slow, or route one straight up the top. And they're going to have to figure something out because it's not going to work with Keane and Morata, in my opinion. It won't work with those guys. So what's the alternative? You have to cheat with your outsides and look for spaces to exploit. Cuadrado being one. Pellegrini is not going to get that freedom. He won't. He'll get up and he'll get involved, but it's going to be through the buildup. So I don't know. They're going to have to figure something out because this long ball thing with Morata and Keane today.
We have the mids to beat this press. Locatelli and Artur should be able to do it without a problem. But for some reason, we're not seeing it. It's last game. It was always like look forward, but no one's there to pass the ball to. No one is. The amount of times I saw Arturo with the ball trying to go somewhere forward, and there's just no one to give the ball to, was beyond frustrating.
Well, isn't that Max's problem?
We've asked for Locatelli and Arthur for a while. We're getting it. But the thing is we can't expect it to be world-beating right out of the get-go. Like, this is why I'm frustrated we haven't seen it till now, because they need time to get into the rhythm too. And a lot of what you see from Locatelli, he's not where he needs to be positionally as of yet, because he's used to being where Arthur is.
Yep.
And I noticed that a lot in these couple games with the two of them in the middle, is that Locatelli's still doing well and whatnot, but he's not truly where he needs to be. And sometimes it can kill progression, because he's still trying to get comfortable in that role too. Once Arthur's there, we need time for these guys, but I do like what can come from it and whatnot. What do you guys think in Locatelli and Arthur so far?
Oh, jeez, here comes Lucci.
I've been talking about it since the start of the season. So
thank you. We know what Omer.
What's that,
Omer think? Let's hear what Daniel
I've been talking about it since the start of the season, so I'll hold my judgment.
Yeah, you're kind of with me on that one, Lucci.
Yeah, like I just need to see more before I make a fair judgment. It's only been what, 1 or 2 games now. Like, give him some time to get some chemistry going. I think it could work, but I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold on Arthur. So.
Man,
I'm okay
Arthur's
with the lineup.
Working his ass off, man.
He's running. You cannot say he's not running.
Covering a ton of ground, doing the dirty work defensively, like that. He gets a lot of flack for. I don't know why, because
I want to reserve judgment until they play a real team, a real top team.
Yeah, look, the main problem is
not going to give them much competition, man. They should dominate that regardless.
You say that, but they're going to get dominated.
Spezia lost 1 against Milan not long ago. We didn't win against Milan. Let's give them the credit they deserve. They can be a hassle, and they are a good offensive team.
It's going to be a tough one, man. It's not going to be like just a straight,
straight
runaway here,
guys. When is it ever with this team?
True.
Yeah.
True.
God, yes.
Otherwise,
but I'm just saying, like, against a world-class midfield, like Inter's or like Milan's, who's much better than a Spezia midfield, they're going to be their real test.
Yeah,
that's when you can really judge them.
They'll step up maybe because the pressure's on. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying they won't. I just said that's when I will.
Because how many times we see it last year with our terrible midfield that these guys actually stepped up on the big games.
God bless Pirlo.
God bless. Yeah. God bless that.
Well, it's gonna. Yeah, this is the thing. Is even Lewis in our team chat there yesterday was talking about Spezia and just saying, don't overlook them so quickly. We know we need the 3 points. We got to get the 3 points, but it's not going to be easy. I don't think it'll be pretty tough. Pretty tough one. So Spezia usually deploys in the 4-3-3. Okay. We'll see what they end up doing. It feels like to many Juventini, the blueprint has been laid on how to give Juventus fits. So we'll see what happens. If Spezia is brave enough, I think let's see what we want to do. And this is one of the things that I keep going to, is just the most frustrating part. It's not about goals. It's not about attacking. It's not about all this. It's just about the balance and play. And I can't fathom us wanting to go into every match being second place on the pitch, regardless of results. I can't fathom that. So something's got to give. Sooner or later, you got to unlock and you got to uncover something. Locatelli and Arthur, I like what's going on in there. I really, really do. I think it needs time. They need time to get it right. You could tell positionally with Locatelli, it's just not quite there yet, but it will come. Today's going to be tough. It won't be as easy as some believe. Now let's get to prediction time. Prediction time, obviously, everybody in the live chat, you get a chance to beat the panel in the predictions. We are going to pick 2 players for a chance to win a sticker set prize pack from Striped Hearts Apparel. So we're just going to randomly pick 2. One will be Swarit and the other will be Ernesto. Okay, so you guys can compete. So get ready and get your predictions lined up. And Imesh, by the way, you got to reach out, man. You won. You won like a couple shows ago, and your sticker set's sitting here. So make sure you reach out to us, probably on Twitter. The handles are all there, but let's go.
I prefer
Now,
Storaro, by the way.
there you go. So Ernesto and Farid, you guys will join us in the
I agree.
competition. Now,
Definitely
let's
agree.
go like this. Kick it off with tiebreakers. Always tiebreakers. Offsides total for Juventus.
Ooh, Keane and Morata starting. Oh,
Luca,
jeez.
offside total Juventus. Let's go. Let's get this rolling.
4.
So 4 from Luca. Lucci,
6.
6. Omer.
Hamza.
What?
Okay, English.
Hamza. No, Hamza is 5 in Arab.
Or at least a language we know. Like you can't.
Most
Yeah.
taught language on the
Come on.
planet.
Oh,
I'm going to go with
Actually, Chinese is
3.
the most taught language on the planet.
Total attempts. How many on target for Juventus? And hold on, I got to get Ernesto's got 3 for offsides. Swarit, you got to get yours in there, man. Okay, let's go. Total attempts on target.
5.
So, Luca, what are you saying for total attempts?
5.
5?
5 total
5 on
attempts?
net. 5 on net. Total
Okay.
8.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Hey, what
Nice,
was
he
your
got
total?
1 last game.
Luca, what was your total?
8. Sorry.
8 with 5 on target. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you watch the game?
Lucci.
10 with 5 on target. Sorry, 4 on target.
Okay, Omar.
I think we're going to have a killer game today from Juve's perspective. So 20 and 9 on target.
Oh my god.
What? How much have you drank so far today, Omar?
I'm going 16 and 7.
You think it's coffee, right?
No, it's not coffee. I know. The
No.
mug
It's
is always
coffee.
hiding it. It's definitely
Waiting for
Good.
Ernesto and Swarit on the shots. Come on,
Guys.
total attempts and target. Swarit's actually missed out. He's missed
Twice.
out. I didn't get
You
the
just
first
gotta
one in
take
there, so
Ernesto
that's
this one.
unfortunate. Ernesto, total attempts. How many on target? Guys, we're going to move on to possession. So possession split. This time we're going to start with Omer.
59-41 Juve.
Oh,
Luca.
55-45 Juve.
55 Juve. Lucci.
53 for Juve.
And I will go with 54 Juve. And let's see, Ernesto has his shots, 8 and 4. And let's
You're
see
not
if
gonna be wrong.
he's got the possession split. We're going to move on to halftime score. Sorry, no, we still have one more tiebreaker. Yellow cards. First one, what team, what minute? Or any card in general.
A late
Ernesto
one.
calling
I think
54
it's,
for Spezia percentage.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think it's like 60th minute Juve.
60th minute Juve for Omar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lucci.
42nd minute Spezia.
Okay. Luca.
56-minute Spezia.
56 Spezia.
Yes, sir.
37 Spezia.
Ooh. Me and Alec, we're close.
37 Spezia. And
Yeah.
Ernesto, we'll wait for him on the first card, what minute, what team. And now we get to halftime scores, everybody. So we're going to get this one going with Luca.
0-0.
0-0 at the half. Lucci.
Guys.
Oh man, 2-0 Juve.
Oh,
I'm feeling confident today.
the 4-4-2.
Ooh.
It's a 4-4-2
Omar.
with Dusan's not starting.
2-0 Spezia. I'm kidding. You actually took mine. No, I think 2-0 Juve.
I swear, if that happens, I'm going to...
Luca, you tell me I'm
2-0
too
Juve.
negative.
I'm going to
trying
go
switch it
with
up.
If it happens, you have to post a tweet, giving Rabiot some props.
I'm going 1-0 Juve at the half.
Done. I'll do it.
I'll write it for you.
Halftime score. Has Ernesto got his halftime score? Not yet. We're just waiting. Now let's go full time, boys. Full time.
4-1.
Ooh.
Ernesto's got 1 at the half, 2-1 final. So 1/2
Good answer.
for Juve, and he's got 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 final. Yeah.
2-1 for Juve final. Okay, guys, what's your full time?
4-1.
3-1 Juve.
4-1 for Omer. And then Lucci, you got 3-1.
Yep.
Luca,
1-0.
Oh Jesus, Luca.
1-0. I have 3-0
Okay.
because of one super late goal, but will be 2-0 about 65th minute. And then we'll get a late
4-4-2.
one too.
It's a 4-4-2.
It's gonna be 2-1, and like the 80th minute they'll make it 3-1.
The score will be flattering for us because it's going to be tighter. It'll be tighter, but the score will be scoreline will be flattering
I'm
for
glad
us.
you guys have so much faith.
Goal scorers. Luca, you only have 1, so you'll go first.
God damn.
Shot yourself in the foot, bud.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna say Cuadrado. I don't know why.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan. It's just
Okay. Lucci, you got to name 3 Juve goal scorers.
Morata, Keane.
what was the third one?
What?
Locatelli.
Oh, there we go.
Locatelli.
Yeah, like it muted for like a second. Not sure why.
Oops.
Okay. I'm going to go with Morata 2 and Quad 1.
When's the last time Morata scored, by the way?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Omar, 4 goal scorers.
it. God damn.
Yeah.
You gotta put a
Just
defender
pick
in there.
everyone.
Pick all the
No,
forwards.
I think Vlahovic is going to play and he's going to start. But still, if he doesn't, he is going to score. So 1 for Vlahovic. 1 from the midfield. My bet is on Locatelli. 1 from a defender. Can only be the
Danilo.
and the known goal.
Oh.
Ooh, double
Five
points
goal.
if an own goal happens. Who's
By
your
Giassi.
defender? Who's your defender, Omer?
Delict.
Eh.
What about a Sule goal? 86.
Yeah.
minute.
Morata and Loca for Ernesto. Okay, so I've got yours down here. Last one, everybody. Man of the match. Now we're looking at some of these calls here, and we got Leo with Keane, Morata. We got Keane with a brace, Morata, Loca from Jeremiah, 2-1 Juve.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting calls there. Man of the match. We're gonna start this one with Luca.
I want to say safe bet is always Delict. Always.
Delict. Lucci.
Oh, geez, that's a good one, Luca. Locatelli. I don't want to copy you, man.
He's too consistent. Like it's just
I'm gonna go today.
say
It will be
Artur.
Morata.
Say Artur. You know you want to.
I got
Yeah,
him for a
this is
brace. I'll put him down for man of the match. Ernesto's got Morata as well. Omar.
Artur. He's been on a roll lately, and I think he's going to keep rolling.
That was my thought at first.
There we go. The predictions are in. They're locked. Good luck to Ernesto. Okay, everybody. Quick reminder while you're here: like the video. Okay, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, it's gotta be a win. That's the bottom line. I don't care how. Just get the job done. Everybody, reminder. Okay, that I will be doing a live reactions watch along. Okay, so 5 minutes before kickoff, I'll be on here live. Join me, and I'll replace those crummy commentators. Yeah, I don't care who it is. I'm calling them crummy. Okay, so join me. I'll bring you the action. Okay, and don't forget, right after that stoppage time is live today, right before Napoli and Milan, and they're going to recap all the Serie A action that took place before and get you hyped up for that one. So get over to the stoppage time, of course, by AJC on YouTube, and subscribe to that channel and get ready to check that one out too. Okay, guys. Been a lot of fun. I'm sure the Dybala chat will be ongoing for quite some time, so we'll get back into that one, okay? And then we'll go from there. But as always, post-match podcast, you know where to find us tomorrow, live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and then we'll cover this one, which hopefully should be 3 points, and further that gap on Atalanta. And depending what happens in the other match, who knows? Who knows where we sit? Let's see. Let's wait and find out. But I'll see you guys all in a couple hours for the watch along, okay? Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.